Hey guys, welcome back to another review, and today I am reviewing Misery, starring James Caan and Kathy Bates, and was directed by Rob Reiner, and is about a book author. It gets into a car crash and has his legs broken, and so a toxic fan takes him in and forces him to write a book in order for him to stay alive. Or at least that is basically the general premise of the movie. Okay, let's get into this. Now, obviously, this is not a Christmas movie, but it's a winter-type movie, so I figured I should review it in the winter, even though Christmas Eve is tomorrow. I already have plans to review Christmas movies on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. But as of now, I'm going to take a break from Christmas movies and review this movie. Even though this is not a Christmas movie, it takes place in the winter, and I think it does take place around that time. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen it, but my memory of it is still pretty good. So let's talk about the positives. The performances are incredible. James Caan is really good in this movie. Probably his best performance since Godfather. And Kathy Bates, her best performance. Like, seriously, she is really good. She could, in this movie, she switches from like being the nicest person ever to being the scariest person ever. She's the standout in this movie. She's really freaking good in this movie. All the supporting actors are good. There's this old guy. What was his name again? I think it was Francis Sternhagen. Pretty sure that was him. Or he was the guy who plays the sheriff guy. He was excellent. All right, and the movie is gorgeously shot. There's a lot of great shots in this movie, and the directing, Rob Reiner, he directed the crap out of this movie. This movie is excellent, and I don't know how to describe this, but the movie has a feeling of Fargo. It kind of Fargo, that Coen brother movie with William H. Macy and Frances McDormand and Steve Buscemi. That movie, obviously you do. It's a very popular movie. It kind of has the same feeling of Fargo. This movie has the same feeling of it, where it's like very wintry, a little helpless at times, intense. This movie has a very similar feeling to Fargo, but in a good way. Now, it's not like it's ripping Fargo off. I don't know which one came out first, but I think Fargo came out first. But this movie definitely has that wintry feeling that Fargo has, and I think it captured it beautifully. And the tension is so well done. Because Rob Reiner is a great director. I can't name any movies he's done on the top of my head, but I know he's done a lot of good ones. He's really good. He's really good at directing tension, and he does an excellent job here. There are so much scenes that are tension filled, that are literally gripping. And would I call this movie a horror film? Maybe. There are definitely some scenes that are scary and some scenes that are intense, but I wouldn't really call it like... It's not a horror film like Insidious or Psycho, where they are obviously horror films, but this one is definitely more like The Shining, where it's more of a psychological horror film than it is an actual like slasher. This movie is not... Whoa, sorry, chair almost fell over. This movie is not a slaughter fest. This is not a slasher. This is a pure psychological contained thriller, very similar to The Shining. And it's no surprise that this movie is based off the Stephen King book, just like The Shining was. Now, I know a lot of people know that. So I just wanted to say that this movie has a lot of similarities to The Shining. Can't really blame that on the writer or director, because this movie, it was written by Stephen King. Well, no, the book was written by Stephen King. And he also wrote The Shining, It, Pet Sematary, all these classic Stephen King stories. Just too bad the Pet Sematary movies aren't classics themselves. Sorry about that. I didn't like neither, except the remake. The remake was pretty good. Or at least I thought so. But, I don't like the original. It's really boring. Alright, enough ranting about Pet Sematary. I have a review for that on my channel already. You can watch that. I haven't seen Pet Sematary 2, so, and I don't think I'm ever going to, or at least not for a while. So don't ask me to review that one, even though I don't think anyone has actually requested me to review a film. But if you want me to review a film, go ahead, ask me. Ask me to review a film. It could be anything. It just, all right, I'm rambling. All right, back to the film, back to Misery. And then I love the ending climax. The ending climax is very intense and very gripping. The movie keeps you entertained throughout. The movie never slows down. It's always intense. It's always tension filled. Even when nothing's happening, you feel like something's gonna happen. So you're invested in it, even when there's barely anything going on. And just like every contained prisoner thriller, like prisoner thrillers, like Run, which just came out. I have seen Run. I'll review that one a little later, maybe sometime next year. I was gonna review every Oscar movie after I see them, but I'm gonna have to wait till over April. So until then, I'll just be reviewing every 2020 movie that I've seen already. But as of right now, that's not happening. All right, let's see. Yes, the ending is excellent, and how they show him, James Caan, trying to escape this place is very gripping. And to be honest, this movie actually made me sweat a bit. You know, I love a good movie when it's so intense I physically sweat. Okay, so let's conclude this. In conclusion, yeah, I have no negatives. This movie is awesome. In conclusion, Misery is a fantastic thriller. It's a great movie. It's a great winter movie. And has excellent performances, including an Oscar-winning performance from Kathy Bates, who this is her best role, and she's actually really good. She was really good in Richard Jewell that came out last year. And it also is very sharply directed and beautifully shot. I'm going to give Misery an A+, and is a masterpiece. So if you've seen Misery, what did you think about it? And if you like this review, give it a like, and I will see you guys next time. Man, this Elf prequel was a little brutal.